Hello and welcome. I call the channel The Jungle Nook, and this video is going to be a channel update. I haven't done one in a while, and I'm getting ready to put out a whole series which is going to be around my fall plant chores or my winter preparations. Fall's here right now. About 2 weeks ago the temperature dropped down to 48 degrees Fahrenheit. I got plants out on the porch still. The nighttime temperature's gone back up. I got a few weeks, but yeah, I got some damage out there in some of the plants. I got to get out there and take care of all of them. I actually did that today, and I'll be editing that up pretty soon and putting it out. Had to add fresh organics, cut plants back, fertilize, had some up potting to do. And I told you guys I was going to show the porch in the spring, before I had set it up, and I never did, so this was the last chance. So that will be the first video in this series. How I'm going to do these videos is, the title of the channel is Join Me as I Transform My Home into a Lush Tropical Paradise using tropical plants and freshwater aquariums. So I'm going to actually show exactly what I'm doing each time I have an opportunity to work on this stuff. And in this video I'm going to take you around to the 3 rooms that are in the house and just show you, some of the things that need to get done relatively quick. There's going to be more videos coming out over the next month than usual. I also want to talk a little bit about the economics of the Jungle Nook. I've been hesitant to talk about this because, for one thing, this channel for me is not to, generate an income for me. That's not what this is. This is my hobby and I'm sharing it with everybody. But I had hoped to become monetized, which I've been monetized for a while now. And I want to use that money to help offset the cost of everything. Because originally it was just supposed to be this room. And then I started a fish room, and then the shrimp room, or the mini nook, and we'll look in there. But I am monetized, and hitting that like button really helps a lot. I was surprised you don't make as much off of YouTube as I thought. I'm averaging about $3 for every 1,000 views. So most of my videos I'm only getting about $3 to $12. Had a couple that did really well, but about $3 to $12 per video. But hitting that like button is huge. I've noticed that when I put a video out, especially for that first week, if I get a lot of likes in that first week, YouTube keeps showing or giving the option to other people to watch my video. If I don't get a lot of likes, YouTube pretty much stops, putting my video out there for people. So that like button, if you like the channel, that like button is something you guys can do to get my videos out to more people, to increase the revenue, so I can keep, going with the Jungle Nook. I'm not stopping. That's not going to happen. I don't say I shouldn't. That's not going to happen. But yeah, the like button. And I'm trying to find other ways to generate revenue and to get the channel out there to more people. I've had a lot of great suggestions and ideas. The thing is, it's really hard for me to find the time to make the videos. I've come up with some ideas, and some of the things that you guys suggested, like Patreon. Patreon's a good option. The thing is, I really don't have the time to make any additional type of content for that. I could start a Patreon channel or whatever it's called. Get on Patreon and put my videos there a few days earlier, and that is an option. But I really can't put any real extra content to justify people paying for a subscription or a membership to watch what you're going to get free here anyway. Also, there's memberships in YouTube. I looked at that, and again, I can't put out any additional content for that, and YouTube takes a huge cut of those memberships. So I don't even have that turned on. Also super thanks. I do have my super thanks turned on. I've never talked about that. Yeah, if I do a video and maybe it's on plant care and I answer a question or I do something that you see that's going to save you time or money and you want to hit that super thanks to give me a donation, that's great. No one's done it yet. I've never talked about it before. But again, YouTube takes such a huge cut on that. I wouldn't even recommend doing that because I'm not getting the money. The channel, it's not really going into the channel like you would think. Now Patreon, that does give the content provider almost all of the money. It is a good thing for content providers. Like I just explained, I'm not going to do that right now. I have, however, started something, and it's called Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. I came across that, and you can make a donation. It says you're buying a cup of coffee, but it's a cash donation of $5. So a while back I had talked about maybe doing some kind of a series where I have my morning coffee and just talk about plant care or something. And I had bought in this after I had talked about that. I thought it was really cool. Coffee and Friends, the perfect blend. And when I got on that site where people can buy me a cup of coffee or buy a cup of coffee for the channel, my wife decorated the mantle here for me. Wasn't that awesome? I come home from work and she's like, look! She likes decorating it for all the different holidays and stuff. This won't be staying up for too long. Halloween's coming and then Christmas and, but look at that. Ain't she awesome? Really love her a lot. She ain't into the houseplants or the aquariums at all, but she's totally so supportive of all of it. She's great. But yeah, so I'll probably use this sometimes. Maybe I will start doing something like that. I don't know. I just don't have time to do everything that I want to. And you can buy as many cups as you want. That I thought was kind of cool. They give you 95%. They only keep 5%. So I think that's very fair. But buy me a cup of coffee. I've talked about how, in the mornings when I do all my watering and stuff, I'm having coffee. I've talked about it a few times in the comments on other videos. People have mentioned my morning coffee. So I did sign up for that. There's a link down below if you want to. And that would help out a lot too. But as we start walking around, I'm going to get back into my shrimp breeding projects and expand upon it. Because when I was doing that, I was trading my shrimp and snails, as both of those, because I have hard water and well water. Shrimp and snails do really well. I mean, there was one point I had a couple thousand mystery snails here. But I'm going to get back into that when we walk around into these rooms and show you what I'm going to be doing over the next month. I'll talk briefly about that. But really, the like button, that is just, I can't overemphasize that. And I think comments help too, and I enjoy the comments. I really enjoy the comments. I check the comments every day. I love them. That's like a treat for me. So yeah, so I'm getting into my winter preparations. I am behind schedule, like I said. I'm going to be making these videos where I'm in each room for a video, getting everything ready. And let's walk around and start looking at that. I'm gonna get this video together tonight, edit it, put it out, and we'll see either tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to edit everything I have already done out on the porch. I already made that video, at least I got all the filming done and all the plants taken care of. That's gonna take me longer to edit, so that will be the first one. And then the next one will be one of these 3 rooms. And let me show you some stuff that's going on in here. So first, let's look at this. This is a 270-gallon outdoor pond liner that I have brought into the house, and I'm using it as a community pot, or I will be. I got a whole video on this. This is a really interesting project here. Out on the porch right now, I have a water feature that I got for free because it was broke, but I have fixed it up a little bit. I got more to do on it, but there's going to be a water feature in the back here. Now, that water feature is going to take up a little bit of space, but I'm going to have larger plants growing around it. And so there would be a void, I mean big leaf plants. So there would be a spot under those plants where I really wouldn't be able to grow anything because there wouldn't be enough light. So I'm going to put that water feature there. I got this right here for free because it was damaged. And I fixed it. It was damaged. It was all broken right here. I used Gorilla Super Glue, not knowing that it expands. But I'll trim all that extra glue off that had expanded, and I'll probably paint this a little bit as well. You know, the water, there's a pump that goes back into that little container there. It sucks the water up and it will flow down. I think this will make a nice little feature in that big pot I got in the house. Back over to this community pot here. I'm going to be planting, propagating some of this elbow monstera right here. It's growing on a moss pole, and where each leaf comes out, that's a node, and roots can grow also from that spot where the node is, and a bunch of the nodes are actually in contact with the moss pole, and I have roots growing into this. So what I'm going to be doing is making some cuts where some of these nodes are. Like right here, let me see. There's a node coming off of this leaf right here. There's a node, and there's a root right here growing into the moss. So I'm gonna be making some cuts periodically throughout this vine here, taking for some of these nodes where there's roots. And I'm gonna make up three moss poles, small ones, and put them right down in here. And have a nice big clump, at least 3 vines of that monstera growing up right there. I think that will look awesome. Plus where I'm making the cuts, those are whole new vines because that will grow a new vine where there's a node as well. And yeah, moving on the propagation of this guy right here. This is by far the rarest plant that I have. I've always wanted one. My daughter-in-law got me one for Father's Day, which reminds me, yes, I owe you a cutting too. I'm also going to put a little extension there, put an extension here so that the growing tip can keep growing. That will keep growing the fastest. And I'll be sure to keep at least a minimum of 2 other nodes attached so it has a good root system for this plant here. Also, I got 4 fish tanks in here in this room. So this tank right here is going to be getting cleaned and also trimmed. I have a really cool piece of driftwood down here that you cannot even see with all sorts of different types of plants attached to it. I hope they're doing okay back there. But this all has to get trimmed up right here and cleaned, this tank. But this has to get done. I got another tank over here with an African leaf fish that needs to get cleaned up and re-escaped. He's out and about right now. Let's see if we can see him before he takes off and hide. He's shy. I don't know if you even got to see him. And there's another tank over here. And I have a really cool piece of driftwood. I'll be showing that in a moment. It's in the shrimp room. I gotta clean this glass. We can't even see in there. But I'm gonna remove the plants. I'm not gonna disturb the substrate too much. This tank's a couple years old. Just gonna put some really cool driftwood in here, replace the plants, add a few more plants. This is going to be a display tank. All right, so now into the fish room. Into the fish room here. My last 2 videos that I did were of natural themed aquariums where I went out and collected the plants and the animals, the insects and everything that are in these tanks. All kinds of really cool, unusual organisms and stuff you normally don't see at an at-home aquarium. I'll put a box up at the end of the video here for each of these tanks to look into. There are really cool food webs or just little communities of life in these here. These are the last 2 videos that I made. And I have to go and collect more material before the water gets too cold and get some more plants and some more other types of aquatic life. I'll be putting them in this tank right here. All the extra stuff too.
Well, there's something going on with the camera. It starts flickering and then shutting off. That's great. This is my third time trying to film this part of the video. So over here with the shrimp breeding project, I want to start that up again. I got 3 tanks across the top. These ones got red shrimp. Over here it's primarily black and blue. And over here is primarily yellow and green. I got some snail traps. I'm trying to catch out the snails because there's a lot of snails and they're competing for the food. I'm going to be moving out these fish as well because this is a Skittles tank. There's a variety of different types of shrimp down here. They do get eggs once in a while, but I never see the babies because these guys are gobbling them up. So I'm going to probably remove them and get some new mystery snails and put them down there and start breeding mystery snails again. There's other things that need to get done in this room too. When I do the video in this room, you'll see all that. Moving on to the shrimp room. Well, here's that driftwood that's going to be going into that large tank out in the nook. I'll be putting that in there. Now with the shrimp breeding project, I have some tanks right here with some shrimp too. This was the room that I was really going to get serious about shrimp breeding. Never did though. Yeah, it's all kind of cool up there, huh? I like all that. All the house plants, they're growing right out of the water. And I got red shrimp in here, quite a large colony, I think. I haven't really looked in there recently, but there should be quite a large colony of red in there. And down here, there should be quite a large colony of yellow. There are a lot of shrimp in here, actually. I got to clean these tanks up a little bit. And I got to start feeding my shrimp the way that I used to. I used to give them a lot of boiled broccoli, cucumber, green beans, as well as the algae tabs. I haven't been doing that. I also would give them, I'd boil an egg and I would take the yolk and put some of that in there for them too. Now down here, I'm going to put 2 buckets. I got these 2 little totes or whatever. I don't even know what you call them, these little buckets. Got 2 of them. And these will be going into the house, and I'm going to try breeding shrimp in these over the winter. In those buckets, I'm just going to have some lights down into the bucket, have some, maybe some Java fern or something down in there, Java moss probably, and try to really grow out a lot of shrimp over the winter so I can take them in for trades. And this is one of the plants that's going next to the water feature. Right there. This gets actually quite large with really big leaves. Over here, I'd like to build a rack out of cinder blocks and planks painted all black, similar to what's in the fish room, but just for a large 75-gallon tank. And I'll extend it farther than what the tank is so that I can put plants on there too, and that way they're off the floor in the winter. I do have grow lights up there right now. That grow light's going to be getting removed. I have a 1,000 watt LED grow light I want to put up there. I do want to put a 75-gallon tank here and use that light for lily pads and cattails growing out of the corner of it. I don't think I'm going to have the funds for that this winter, so I might at least get the shelf built. That I can do. Or just put a black tablecloth over this for now. It's kind of just for overflow and stuff for plants. Something else is I was growing I have 3 colonies of cockroaches in these 3 totes. These aren't like the ones you get in your house. They don't carry diseases or pathogens. They don't smell. They don't make any sound. They can't climb up smooth surfaces. I actually lost 1 colony of these guys in the winter. I had it where this colony is right here. I restarted it, but that got wiped right out. The colony that was down there because the floor was too cold. They cannot handle cold at all. Here, I'll show you. But these guys, the adults, are worth, I think you get 2 for $10 from like Petco and PetSmart. So that's a female right there. and I can get about $2 store credit or maybe even cash for each one of these females that are this size. I just haven't gone and done it yet, but I have a huge colony in here. Like, there are just so many. And I need to start trading these too. That will help a lot. I had started this colony because I want to have ants, and ants eat these, the types of ants that I want. I got a professional, I showed it in another video, I have a professional, there's a special name for it, but an ant nest, ant house for these guys with outworlds and tubes and all kinds of stuff. Just haven't gotten around to it. What I did is I bought a pack of babies and put the babies in here 2 years ago, and now everything's just expanding or growing. I can start trading these in. So yeah, I think that's about it for these 3 rooms. I mean, there's other things I'll be doing in here, getting them ready for the winter, and then when they're finally set up for the winter. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff I can show, and like, you know, it's the channel description. Join me. So you're actually, instead of just seeing me working on a project, you're just going to see the day-to-day operations that I'm in a rush to get done right now because winter's coming. So don't forget to hit the like button. And thanks. I'll see you guys next time.